But guys, what is going on? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, you know, we're not going to do announcements right off the bat. We'll do them later because we have quite an interesting story to cover. Now, I may be a bit late to this, all right? But, you know, speaking of selling certain things, right? We all know that platform on the internet, gentlemen, OF. Well, apparently, they're banning certain kind of ladies from using the platform. That is right, guys. These girls out here claiming that they are entrepreneurs and they run a successful business and all this kind of crap. They will no longer be able to, you know, monetize their bodies on the internet. Well, at least on this platform in particular. And man, I got asked this in the video that we just posted a few hours ago. What are my thoughts on this? Guys, it is absolutely hilarious. Hilarious. Okay, you got all these girls out here who, let's be honest, are not working. Are not doing anything, okay? And then saying that, oh yeah, I run a real job, why can't I find a real man? We all know that these ladies out here doing this stuff, when they say, why can't I find a guy? Oh, men are just so insecure. They don't like the fact that I'm selling these things online. Men are just so insecure. A real man would support me through it. I don't know about you gentlemen, but I'm looking at this laughing. Okay, now I don't know if they'll go through with this. It seems like they will, but you know, this is let's see when this will be enacted. Apparently on October 1st, 2021, they're going to prohibit posting any of the content containing certain kinds of conduct, shall we say, in order to ensure the long-term sustainability of their platform and continue to host an inclusive community of creators and fans. They must evolve their content guidelines. The company said creators will continue to be able to post questionable content as long as it's consistent with their acceptable use policy. But it sounds like, for the most part, this stuff is getting the axe. A certain creator told BuzzFeed News that he's trying not to freak out over the policy change. This will take a leg away from my overall income as a creator. Summer was slower, but I was averaging my rent each month. Right? And we're supposed to feel sorry for these people who are, you know, losing their quote-unquote jobs. No. But anyway, guys, before we jump into today's show, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe on your way in and come and join either the locals or the Discord links in the description, gentlemen. Both of those are totally free to join. Yeah, so if anything happens to this channel, guys, YouTube is not a fan of what we talk about over here. They would much prefer that we were with the woke masses. So if this channel gets taken down for any reason, you will be notified over there. But we have a couple of things that we're going to be jumping into today. So let me just momentarily pull up a couple of videos for us to watch here. Now, something that we're going to be talking about, at least at the beginning, guys, is money. Okay, money, you see, money is something that you as a guy, you need. You need really badly. A lot of girls running out here at the moment, oh yeah, well, maybe that story at the beginning was a lie, maybe it wasn't, who really cares? But you know, ladies are out here selling pictures of their feet. Okay, you as a guy, generally speaking, you actually have to work for whatever it is you want to do. Now, we're just going to quickly pull up this video here, which is something I wanted to show you guys. You know, being a baby mama, okay, we've talked about child support on this channel before. Please believe not all child support is going to the children, all right? And we're just going to jump straight in here, if I can find where it begins.
Hey, is this the office of Support a Child? Hi, listen, I just called my kid's dad's phone and he didn't answer. Can you suspend his license?
Literally, though. All right, you as a guy, if you're in this particular situation, you will know that any little thing is going to be used against you. And they're really, you know, we've had a bit of a laugh at the start of this video about the ladies going through, you know, having to lose their income. Okay, but let's just switch gears a bit here. It is very serious that men are being taken away from their children, a lot of times just for money. Okay, let's just call it for what it is, so they can take the house, so they can take the child support and all this kind of crap. And all these kind of barriers are being set up between men and their children. All right, if you're in a situation like this, you know, sometimes it can be too late, sometimes it isn't, but it's really important to get legal advice. But man, we've got all these girls running around out here thinking it's some funny thing that they can do by keeping children away from their biological dads. And make no mistake, the really insidious part about this as well is that these ladies are the ones that choose the fathers. Okay, like they're the ones that choose the fathers. This is why, if you're a man who's dating, it's incredibly important that you vet the people that you choose to date. Like, it's just incredibly important.
Hi, child support? Listen, my baby daddy is not supporting his kids. Do you think you can retch him for me? Great. Hi, Support a Child? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, yes, no worries. Listen, my baby grandma's son, he sells drugs. If you want to look into that, respectfully.
You know, something I've noticed, gentlemen, about watching this kind of content and going through it a lot is look, we'll frequently have people that'll come to this channel and go, Taylor, you're just picking content that supports your views and stuff like that. And look, granted, this is a compilation. Okay, so this is a compilation specifically put together for this purpose. But a lot of the times, I'm not actually stuff like this content that I show, particularly stories, is not really discriminate outside of a certain subreddit, which we all know. This stuff happens very commonly. I was on Twitch yesterday, guys, eating breakfast, watching some Twitch, okay? And if you don't know what Twitch is, perhaps you're an older gentleman. Twitch is a relatively, it's pretty old now actually, but it's a platform on the internet where people stream, like live stream, similar to what other people do here on YouTube, where they live stream. And Twitch is used specifically for gaming. Okay, so for people who play video games are able to play video games in front of their audience live, right? And that's the whole concept of the platform. So what you'll get is you'll get a lot of younger dudes over there playing video games to their audience. Great, cool. So I was on there the other day eating my oats, right? About to go to the gym, and I was watching this guy talk, and he was describing a relationship. Okay, now keep in mind this guy is nowhere near this side of the internet, right? His whole life is about streaming and playing that particular video game, and he was describing his last relationship to me. Okay, and people in his chat, so he had thousands of people watching, and people in his chat were all relating as he went on to describe the situation that was his relationship. And let me tell you, this lady was absolutely crazy. Causing drama. This is the original point that I wanted to make here. Causing drama. You will notice if you're a dude in a relationship or you're dealing with girls or whatever the case may be, drama is going to be inherent in that. It's about causing drama. This whole thing about emotional instability, which is something we cover on the channel a lot. A lot of women just get bored, man. Like they just get bored. They like to have things exciting and fresh and all this stuff, and with that comes volatility. If you're not a guy who's causing her to feel some type of way, you'll notice that girls will just come into your life just to cause drama. This is why, like, men, you'll be having a perfectly smooth relationship, and I'll get guys ask Taylor, well, how come she just started acting up out of the blue? How come she just did this and this and this? Right? A lot of times, if you're not bringing the drama, if you're not bringing some excitement, you better believe your girl is going to bring some drama to you. All right? Because they don't like to be. Girls do not like guys that are boring, straight up. So a lot of times they'll cause issues if they're not having issues. But let's keep going.
Hi, supportive children. Listen, my baby daddy, he's taking care of his girlfriend's kids, not mine's own. Hi, child support. Listen, my kid's pappy, I saw him at the fair. He had on Gucci slides. He has money if you want to send him out another court date. Hi.
Yeah, and because why work when you can just extract resources from dudes? Goodness gracious me. I've had a couple people come to this channel and say, Taylor, you're just doing this for money. Gentlemen, pretty much all my crap is free. Right? Like, these people that come on here, it blows my mind that dudes will come on here and try and sell courses for like $2,000. That is absolutely insane. Gentlemen, I advertise it every video. Locals is free to join, the Discord is totally free to join, and if you're interested in supporting, you can. Okay, but this whole thing of like, I don't know why, but all the ladies out here and some of the men just want to go, okay, well, if I don't have to do anything in my life, so what I'm going to do is, I see my baby daddy and he's got on some Gucci sliders or whatever the hell, right? Well, I'm just going to take his money. I'm just going to, I'm going to go through a third party, the government, to extract money from men. That just blows my mind, man. That just absolutely blows my mind. And the fact that this is backed by law as well. So if you're a guy, I heard a story recently. I can't remember where I heard it. Maybe we actually covered it. I've kind of blurred. It's blurred in with all these other things that we've gone over. But there was a guy working a job, right? And he was earning a good amount of money, and he was with a girl who wasn't earning a good amount of money. Anyway, long story short, they separated, and he had to pay child support. All right, and then so he went, okay, well, I'm going to earn some more money so that I can make up for what's lost in my income because I'm paying child support. So he takes on a second job and he works harder. And then the government turns around and requires him to pay more because he's earning more now. So all of a sudden, this guy's working like 76 hours a week plus. It was something ridiculous, right? It was like 76 hours around that ballpark. And now because he's earning extra, he's required to pay more to these people who are doing nothing. His ex-wife was doing nothing, as far as I know. Let's continue.
Hi, support children. Listen, the donor I used to have a baby. How can I get a refund? Hi, child support. My baby daddy, his mom did the PPP loan, if you want to call over there.
And you know, this is something that we've mentioned a few times, but girls are often far more concerned with the investments that dudes make. You know, so like if you're a guy and you're giving a girl, let's just say you've got a girlfriend, right? And then you give another girl like a cake for her birthday, and let's just say you haven't done anything for your girlfriend, and then all of a sudden you give a cake to some girl at work or whatever the case may be. Your girl is going to probably lose her damn mind over that, because a lot of times it comes down to, okay, well, he's investing resources somewhere else, whether it's money or attention. You see how attention matters, guys. Like you see how much attention matters to these people. It's like if you remove the attention, if you as a guy remove your attention from people, they lose their damn minds. They start to call you toxic. They start to call you terrible. Why can't you just get in a relationship with a lady and do all this kind of thing? And make no mistake, gentlemen, if you're a guy that wants to be in a relationship, if you're a guy that's in a relationship, I don't knock you for that. If you're a guy that doesn't date, I don't care. Like, whatever your dating preferences is, I'm not in the business over here of shaming men for whichever dating path they want to go down. It doesn't bother me at all. But one thing you'll notice is if you're a guy who's dating, or if you're a man who's choosing to not date, people will get real mad at you. Right? They will get really mad at you because there's this whole pressure on men. Well, if you're a real man, you provide. If you're a real man, you do this and that. Okay, now let's have a look at this. And this is something I wanted to bring up today. And this is, goodness me, this subreddit is something else. Right? But it is titled, "Being a people pleaser is a major tenet of being a pick-me. Men will only love the 50-50 bedtime fund supply and maid service, not you as a person." And this goes on to say they've retweeted a tweet. I think this is a tweet, right? Yeah. "People think hardest part of being a recovering people pleaser is slowly losing people as you set boundaries and expectations. In reality, it's looking back and noticing all the signs that you weren't liked beyond your labor. Retrospective awareness can be painful." And now let's just take this together and we'll look at the title together as well, right? "Men only love the 50-50 bedroom fun and maid service, not you as a person." It's crazy how men fall in love with people who actually put effort into the relationship. Wow, that's shocking. That's absolutely shocking. You know what? I'm so sorry, madam, for putting all of these prejudices on you. Why don't you just join a relationship, do nothing, and we'll just love you for doing nothing? Okay, this this is something that this is one of the main points of the channel, guys. Something that we go over very frequently is like people seem to think that they're deserving of things for no reason, right? Like let me put it to you this way: if you're a guy and you're out there dating right now, you know you're not entitled to a girlfriend just as much as a girl is entitled to a boyfriend. This whole the world owes you something, or you know people should just love you and do all this for you just because. That's not the case. Okay, but the part about that is, like, if you're someone who provides something, you also get to choose what you want in a partner. I'm so sick of all these people saying, you know what, as a man, you should have no standards. Any time that a man seems to mention a standard or a preference he has or something that he likes in a girl, oh, well, you're just the M word, right? You're just this disgusting man who doesn't understand how disgusting he is. All right, and now we're going to, moving on. Anyway, just swiftly moving on. We've got another story here that we're going to jump into together. This one doesn't have a title, but it goes. "My husband of 10 years is turning 40 and is having a midlife crisis. All of a sudden, I was the only problem in our relationship, and he said he needed a break. He started dating this 24-year-old who he thinks is amazing. Apparently, she gives him everything I haven't for years. He says he'll be back in just a few months. And that this is just a fling and he wants to just feel amazing for a while. Here's the awful part. First of all, she's crazy. She posted my info, name, address all over certain sites and then tried to do intimidation tactics on the dark web towards me. As a result of that, I had to interact with several unsavory people who now message me all the time. They won't leave me alone. Every time." And here's the thing about the internet, right? There's going to be all sorts of people on the internet, people you do like, people you don't like. There's going to be crazy people. But there's like this magical thing, guys, called the block button, right? And unless you've got a huge audience or something like that, the block button's going to work for most of the time. You see, you'll get these ladies who will say, "Oh, all these people, all of these disgusting men, they just constantly talk to me, and it's so disgusting." It's like, you understand you can block them, right? Like, you get that. But anyway, back to the story here. The very funny part about this is, look, this girl, whether or not she's crazy or not, it seems like she's providing something to the relationship. Right? You see, we get all these stories in mainstream media at the moment where if a couple breaks up, it's because, okay, well, the man wasn't providing everything she needed. Right? And that's just clapped on, like, well done. Right? Well done, you strong, independent woman. If he wasn't providing what he needed to provide in a relationship, then you boot him out. But if you boot a girl out of a relationship and you say it's because she didn't bring something to the table, oh my goodness, you are disgusting. You know, you're this and that. And I agree, like, that, you know, if in this particular situation, the husband of 10 years just booting the wife to the curb is, look, marriage is something that is supposed to be, at least in theory, guys, no, not in theory, it's supposed to be, till death do you part. Okay, so for that reason, I don't particularly agree here, right? I think that look, marriage is something that when you enter into, it's not something that you kind of have a break from, or you need to go find yourself spiritually, or whatever the case may be. But the concept still stands here, which is like, if you as a guy want to leave a relationship because of the girl, oh well, no, it must be you. It's you, because you can't accept her because you're not man enough, right? But then you reverse the roles and it's, oh wow, woman's empowerment, you're so great for making such a bold decision, right? And that's just something that never ceases to amaze me about society, man. But, you know, we have a couple more things to talk about here. And let me see if I can pull... Actually, I won't be able to pull this up on the screen. I haven't set it up properly. I'm just going to quickly read this to you, okay? So we're going to stay at the desk. I got emailed this... you know, you guys sent me funny Tinder bios and stuff all the time, and this is one that got emailed to me. And this is the About section, so I'm just going to read off of the image that I had pulled up at the moment. It goes, "I am a full-time single mother, and my daughter comes first. Always." And that's in all capitals, by the way. "I don't get a lot of me time," me is in capitals, "so if you get any, be grateful. I don't really have time for this or you. I'm not responsible for your happiness," smiley face. "I've got something wrong with me clinically. I can't say it on YouTube. Ask me before you judge. Tired of bringing it up. Hashtag a certain group. The river is my second home. EDM is life. I am 5'7" and I love tall guys. Here to make connections. If you see me at my job, say hi and don't be a creep." Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sending that into my email, man. Goodness gracious me. Guys, this whole thing, yeah, it's very funny how consistent it is, right? On dating profiles and stuff like that, where you will see ladies who, you know, they're out here with like a bunch of kids from different fathers, right? And they're like 5'4" or something like that. And then you see in their bio, "Oh yeah, I like tall guys, you need to be over 6 foot," and "I'm not responsible for your happiness and I'm looking for something serious." Man, these ladies have a time to choose something serious. It's not as if, you know, it's not as if you can't go through your life and not pick up a serious relationship as a girl, right? It's like, serious relationships are something for women that you can get into very easily. But what they do is, in their younger years, they devalue them because they think that, okay, well, I can get these at any time. And also, the relationships that they do value are the ones that they can't get. You ever notice that? Right, about girls out here, it's like the relationships, the people that they do value are the people that they can't get. These guys out here running around doing everything for the ladies, doing all the validation, all that crap, going on dates, doing everything that society tells them to do. Oh, they're creepy, right? We've made the point on this channel before, guys. Like, you can be creepy if you're not a great looker, and then you come up and you say hello, and they don't like how you look. You can be creepy that way, but you can also be creepy if you overinvest in people who don't deserve it. A lot of these girls, man, they don't like themselves, right? They know that they're not worthy of investment. They don't feel good about themselves. They don't like how they look. They don't like who they are as people. They don't like their morals. It's hard for them to sleep with themselves at night. So if you imagine, if you coming across a person like that, want to show her that you care about her and you're going to give her the world, a lot of these girls, when they see that stuff, man, they're like, why? I don't like anything about myself. Why is a man coming across and doing all these things for me when I wouldn't do the same for him, and I'm not a fantastic person on the inside? It makes no sense. But let's end off today's video with this story here. And this is from the relationship advice subreddit. This is where we get a lot of content, gentlemen. And this isn't even a themed page, right? This is just for relationship advice for everyone. And man, you can find some very interesting situations here. But anyway, I, a 30-year-old male, have been with my wife for about 10 years now. 8 dating and 2 married. I met her when we were both working the same mall. We started off slow, but eventually started dating and have literally been together with no breaks since 2011. We were both college students, met at a computer... Well, excuse me. He was a computer science major, her an education major, and they were at different schools. In 2015, they moved in together out of their parents' houses and got an apartment together. They still live in the same one. Initially, the relationship was good. We regularly made time for each other. We were supportive of each other's ambitions and goals, communicated well, had regular bedroom fun, and had a variety of bedroom fun. In 2016, I was knocked unconscious during a street robbery and I spent a few days in the hospital with a bad concussion. I never saw the person who did it. They came up behind me and knocked me out with a punch. I woke up on the sidewalk and was really confused and was taken by the paramedics. I developed PTSD from the robbery, which I did get therapy for. Very good. Because of my job, I still work in the area in which it happened. I routinely also get out of work late and walk the streets back to my bus stop to get home too. Now my wife, girlfriend at the time, was with me through it all, was supportive and sympathetic towards the situation, which was a big help. This is surprising. You will often see situations like this where at least some part of the relationship like starts to diminish, or she will have left you or something like that. If you're a man and you go through periods of hardship, you will notice that not a lot of people stick around with you. This is different for girls, right? Girls will go through situations like this and there's always going to be someone on their line ready to be a shoulder to cry on. For you as a man, if you go through stuff like this, a lot of the time nobody's going to be there for you. So I'm kind of surprised that she stuck around. Anyway, we got engaged in 2018 and married in 2019. I thought things were perfect and really can't believe the way they are now as I look back. Our issues started in 2018, a few months after we got engaged. Wow, would you look at that, gentlemen? When you give up the commitment, when they know that you can't or won't leave, things seem to change. Crazy, that. We were both working long hours, me more so since I was in a position that sometimes had me working long hours on jobs and commuting to work on public transit. We had less time for each other. She and I would get home at different times, sometimes both late at night. We were unable to have dinner with each other most nights, stopped having date nights because of schedules, and all of the above led to this bedroom fun slowly stopping as well. We went from 2 to 3 times a week to 0 over a course of a couple of months. Our relationship became noticeably strained. I was fortunate to get out of the job I was in and into a better scheduled one. Most parts of our relationship slowly came back, but the bedroom fun didn't. In fact, in 2019, the year we got married, we only had fun 7 times, not even on our wedding night. Wow. 2020 was far off of that total either. It wasn't without me trying either. I would try and she would turn me down only to say tomorrow, I promise. Well, that never worked out either, and she would never initiate. The only times, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you guys can see how the relationship has deteriorated, okay? And he still loves her and does all these things. Over the past 4 to 5 months, he's gotten to the point where he feels as though he resents her because she once made me feel so happy, him feel so happy. Now he just gets sad thinking about what once was. I know that I have a level of responsibility in this. I was mentally checked out for what I think was 2 years after the incident, and after I had the realization, I made meaningful changes and got our relationship back on track. My therapist has believed that in my mentally checked out time, that I missed the signs our relationship was showing danger signs. I did everything to change my behavior and stop being checked out, while she never did this. While she never said this was an issue for her, I can't help but think I started this. Yeah, guys, we're going to wrap up the show here. But, you know, we all know the point here, all right? If you are out here giving up so much of your commitment, doing all of this stuff, a lot of people are going to start to devalue you. She knows that you're probably not going to leave. She knows that you've changed yourself. So why the hell would she put in any effort? You see, as men, we think, okay, well, we need to change. We need to do better. If a girl is in a relationship with you, chances are she got into that relationship with you because of the behavior that you had at the beginning of the relationship. You thinking that you're going to go out here and change and do all this stuff for her? You know, girls will advocate, oh, I want my man to change. I want him to do all that. Then the moment you do, it starts to cause problems. The moment you change, right? Even if she tells you all damn day, I need you to change. The moment you change, you will notice that she'll begin to pull back and do all this kind of crap. And this kind of stuff happens particularly in marriages, okay? Because a lot of times the wives know that you won't leave. So then they think to themselves, okay, well, why would I hold up my end of the bargain anymore when I know that you can't leave me? Okay? But guys, we're going to leave today's video there. As always, leave your thoughts and comments below. It's always interesting to see what you gentlemen have to say. Just a couple of quick announcements that I don't believe we ended up doing at the beginning of the video. We are running an art competition, so if you are interested in entering, it ends on September 30th, 2021. Submissions need to go to my email, gentlemen, and that is on the screen right there. Please don't send them anywhere else. I can't get around to everyone's messages, so if you're interested in submitting art, make sure you send it to the Gmail. And we got cash prizes and all of that good stuff. So if you're interested, make sure you check out the link in the description for the details on what to submit. But we're going to call it there. As always, gentlemen, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.